Hello everyone, welcome back to Legally Dephine. Welcome to our lecture on court processes. For clarity, it shall be in 5 parts, and in this video we are exploring the differences between adversarial and inquisitorial judicial systems. Understanding these systems is key to grasping how justice is served in different legal systems. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button down there. Let's get into it. An inquisitorial system refers to the court proceedings where the judge plays an active role in the court proceedings in ascertaining the facts from the parties, going so far as to do a great deal of questioning of witnesses, deciding which witnesses are to be called, and determining the manner in which the trial is to proceed. The adversarial procedure is one in which the court is merely an impartial umpire or referee, leaving the proceedings entirely in the hands of the parties. The system is based on the basis that there are two adversaries in every dispute, one contending for one thing and the other rejecting it. The court only interferes in the proceedings to enforce the rules of evidence and procedure. Otherwise, its duty is to decide at the end which of the two sides has been successful. Therefore, the distinction is simply on the participation of the judge in the court proceedings. The role of the judge in a civil trial under the adversarial system was expressed by Denning Lord Justice in Jones v. National Court Board as follows. The judge's part is to hearken to the evidence, only himself asking witnesses when it is necessary to clear up any point that has been overlooked or left obscure, to see that the advocates behave themselves seemly and keep to the rules laid down by the law, to exclude irrelevancies and discourage repetition, to make sure by wise intervention that he follows the points that the advocates are making and can assess their work, and at the end to make up his mind. The Zimbabwean judicial system employs the adversarial legal system. The adversary system of justice is the heart of most common law legal systems. The adversary system requires that the parties themselves and their legal representatives drive and shape the legal dispute in accordance with Section 70H of the Constitution. The idea behind the adversary system of justice is that the process of each side presenting its best arguments and the ability to cross-examine and test the opposing evidence is the best way to lead the truth provided under Section 70 of the Constitution. The fundamental principles driving the adversarial system are designed to ensure a fair legal process. These principles provide that all persons must have equal and effective access to an independent and impartial judiciary. This includes that the cost and the duration of the litigation must be reasonable. The parties to a civil hearing must be afforded equal opportunity to present their respective cases. This is the ode alteram partem rule. The defendant must be notified of the proceedings. Hence, the return of service from the messenger of court or the sheriff of the High Court is very important. Both parties should be informed of the nature of the opposing party's case and the ground upon which it is based. The decision to institute or defend an action and to determine the scope of the disputes lies with the parties, and the parties decide on the evidentiary material to be presented as proof of their respective cases. This is referred to as the party control. Parties must be allowed to use direct oral communication during oral presentations in court and must be allowed to adduce evidence in court. The main proceedings must in principle take place in public. The court has a constitutional obligation to consider evidence on an objective and rational basis. And the court must give a reasoned and legally motivated judgment and must give it expeditiously. So, generally, what we are saying is that the main difference between the adversarial and inquisitorial system of justice is simply on the participation of the judge in the court proceedings. And this distinction helps us understand how justice is reached in different legal systems. On our next video, we are moving on to civil procedure, in particular action procedure. As usual, please like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.